Guys, and welcome back. It's your girl Sandra D, the main event, and welcome to my channel and welcome to my community of love and unity. Today we are on the journey of continuing our healing, our deliverance, our breakthrough, and getting educated, empowered, and elevated to the next level. And if you haven't subscribed, what you waiting on? So we're going to be talking about why the narcissist tried to leave you like Humpty Dumpty. Now, if you guys know that old school nursery rhyme where it says Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall, Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and then all the king's men couldn't put him back again. This is the intent of the narcissist, to leave you broken so that you're not able to heal. Now, y'all remember that movie, The Matrix, and you know how they had that Agent Smith, but Agent Smith was able to sit there and deceive people and multiply, and they all look like Agent Smith. So the narcissist wants you to look just like them. You have to remember they're broken, they're hurt, and they continue in the trauma of their past. Okay? So when you come across a narcissist and you've been in a relationship with them and you tell them no, or you call them out on something that they did, like in football, something ain't right on the field, what the coach do? They take their red flag, they throw it onto the field, and they're challenging the call of the referee. Okay, so you challenged a narcissist. That narcissist didn't like that. Okay, so they went into a narcissistic rage. Okay, they threw a fit. Like in the game of baseball, when a manager is not happy and they upset with an umpire who sat there and called the wrong call, and they go out there and they start kicking dirt and everything, and they all up in the face of an umpire and everything. Well, this is what your narcissist is looking like. Okay, when they're all up in your face being mad and upset because you did not give them your way. Give them their way. Okay, so you didn't know that all of this was going to transpire. You didn't know all of this that this was going to be going on. And you would not be able to see that because when they introduced you, like I said, they mirrored you, showed you all your great attributes, showed you how beautiful, wonderful, and how valuable you are and how priceless you are. So when you're looking at that reflection, like you look at yourself in a reflection of a mirror, all they did was show you. I done told you that. That's the mask. Okay. And then when y'all went into that love bombing stage, that stage where you kicking it, you having a good time, they're interviewing you, asking you all of these questions, and you kikiing up with them because y'all think y'all on the same level, on the same page. And then, so you going ahead and you telling them, your life story, what you've been through, because a narcissist gonna make it easy, okay, for you to spill the tea. Okay. And then you thought that, wow, this person sure is a good listener. Of course they were. Because while you were spilling the tea and sipping it with them and kikiing it with them, they were sitting over there writing their notes. Filling in the blanks. So when they was filling in the blanks, what did they do? They added to that mask and created this character that they knew that they was going to perform on you. So they already knew what you liked, what you didn't like, what makes you tick, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Because they knew that they were going to use all three of those things on you, and they were going to use it against you. Okay? They knew how to pull on your heartstrings. Of course they did, because you told them how. All right? They knew what you love and what you like. Of course they do. You spilled the tea. You gave it to them. You gave them the keys to the castle, and they walked right on in. And then when they was doing this, they also came to you, letting you know that they were dependable. Why did they do that? Because they wanted you to have your guard down so that they could come into your world to bring you into theirs. Now, when they were doing all of this, you didn't see them as strange, crazy, or deranged. You didn't see none of that. because you was floating on cloud number 9, having a coke and a smile, practicing on your backstroke because you felt like they had your back. And that was the whole part of the game of the manipulation, because they knew that they were not going to be able to be in your presence and get with you if they didn't pull this game on you of manipulation. Now, they knew how long the game was going to be for, because hell, they're the ones who brought you into the game. You just didn't know you was playing. You didn't know that you was going to be sitting over here being a quarterback or a wide receiver. You didn't know you was going to be a point guard. Okay, you didn't know if you was going to be on first, second, third, but they wanted to make sure that as time goes by, what type of position that they wanted you to play. And then when they was playing to win, while they wanted you to lose. I told you, it's like the body snatchers. They wanted to invest in you in that love bombing stage, because they knew when they was going to devour you, when they was going to be discarded, or when they knew that they was going to leave the relationship. Because remember, I told you, narcissists like to have that supply and to meet that demand. When they get bored with you, what they want to do, they want to go play house with somebody else, another candidate, get them trained, okay, just in case things don't work out with you, or they don't want to be bothered with you anymore, but they want to come back later. So you're going to fall under one of these categories, one or the other. But now you probably wondering, okay, well, Sandra D, how is it that they left me broken? When they had entered you into that love bombing stage to find out everything that makes you tick, that's when they used all these different types of tactics on you, because they had to figure out how they were going to be able to pull on your heartstrings. They needed to understand how to work your emotions, give you reasonable doubt, keep going back and forth with different types of tactics like gaslighting, They made sure that they threw that narcissistic fit. They knew they was going to go back to that love bombing stage. They knew what they was going to do to you, because they was doing it throughout the relationship, which caused a whole bunch of confusion. And the confusion is placed on purpose to throw you off your game, to throw you off their scent. And all the time, they coming in like the burglar, coming up in there, stealing from you with your eyes wide open, but you are so distracted about trying to figure out what happened to the person that you met in the beginning. You not paying attention that they sitting over here robbing you blind, setting you up like a mullet. You got to remember, you're playing on the narcissist field. Once they love bombed you and realized they had their hooks in you, and you remember, like I told you guys, it's just like you felt like you was trapped. Okay, like when an animal gets trapped, what happens? They put a little bait out there so that the animal will come, and they sit there and take the bait, and what happens? Boom! They're caught in the trap. And then you got this animal trying to figure out how to get up out the trap. They did the same thing to you. You ever went to one of those great escape rooms and you need to have a code to get out? Well, this is you learning how to get out of the situation. So what they did was they knew that during the love bombing stage that they were going to belittle you. They knew they was going to do a smear campaign. They knew all of these tactics, and the reason why they knew that is because they had to use the techniques that they had to be able to use what you gave to them against you, so that they can run this game on you. So when they were ready to leave, or they knew you was going to leave, they knew you was going to leave broken. And they figured in their minds that you know what? They think that they're so on top of their game that what they do is they will come, okay, and try to hoover you, to suck you right back in. And because you gave them the tea, they know what works. They know this because this is their game. This is why you have to educate yourself so that you understand what is going on. They will shift blame you, and this is on purpose because they want you to believe that you were the reason why the relationship did not work, because they do not want to take responsibility or accountability. That's not what they want, because they want to be able to go off unscathed and leave you like Humpty Dumpty, being broken, pieces just shattered, yolk all on the ground, and if it's hot outside, the egg is frying. They left you in that position on purpose because they wanted you to depend on them to fix the situation, but not how you think. Now, some of them will come and hoover you and say, I'm sorry, and apologize. But the only reason why that is they probably got bored with that other supply, that other candidate. It probably didn't pan out. Okay. So they wanted to come back into your good graces so that they can run the whole thing over again. And all that does is boost their ego, their confidence, because they was like, oh, she fell for it again. So you go through the whole repeated cycle. And the only thing that they doing, and when they do that, is when they see that you're starting to heal, you're starting to get into a better place. Oh, that's when they want to suck you right back in. To go through and get and snatch that healing from you so that they can go ahead and take it as their own. Remember, it's like trading places. This is what they're doing. They're trading off their brokenness, their damage, okay? All of that pain, all of that frustration, all of those childhood traumas, all they doing is casting it onto you. It's not that the narcissist is trying to make you an extension of them. Not necessarily. The only time they really want you to be an extension of them is if you're going to be a flying monkey. They're not looking for you to be an extension. At least that's my opinion. They just looking to see how they can suck the rest or try to snatch what you have as their own, while they're casting that insecurity, that low self-esteem, that self-hatred that they have for themselves, to put it on you. And that you will carry the burden and the load. Because remember, a narcissist ain't going to do the work. They lazy. You think they're going to sit here and do the work? If that was the case, they wouldn't need supply. They will be content and satisfied with just one person. They not going to heal from them wounds. They just trying to suck what you have and make it their own to make themselves feel better. And it never lasts. It can't, because they can't walk in your shoes and you can't walk in theirs. So the narcissist left you like Humpty Dumpty on purpose, creating a trauma bond. And that trauma bond started right in the beginning, right after the introduction of the mirroring. When they put you in that love bombing stage, that's when the trauma bonding began. That was your phase into their game. That was your introduction to the trauma bond. That's when you got trapped. That's when you became a part of the team that the narcissist wanted you to be on. And then they needed to train you so that you can understand what position you was going to play on the team. And when you told that narcissist, no, that's when they put you on timeout. That's when they went hanging with that other supply. They just like bees, coming from one flower to the next flower to the next flower. That's when the smear campaign started. It started already. It just didn't start with your friends. Oh no, it started with the supply, the new one, the new candidate. Then it expanded. Because the narcissist has to have his players the way that he wants it set on the team. So what the narcissist do? Got a new candidate. Then what happened? Oh, that's when the flying monkeys came in. Close friends, could have been your friends, could be family members on their side, your side. Oh, they put it on thick. Just to justify why they left the relationship, spinning the narrative in their favor. Telling them how emotionally unbalanced you are. Because they put you all through those emotional traumas on purpose. So that when they was poking the bear, and what a bear do? Bear gonna snap. And that's exactly what they did to you. To set it up. Got you out here looking like boo-hoo for the food. All because they were playing a game with your mind and in your heart. And it all started in the love bombing stage where they interviewed you. You was kikiing up with them. They played this role. And then they started using what you told them about you against you. That confusion you have, it was on purpose. You're supposed to be in an emotional state. They want you to be dependent on them. And if they gave you a sad story about their past, and you sympathetic, and it goes back and forth. It wasn't that they just did this little game on you, for a couple of months. Nah, it was going back and forth. It was been going back and forth. And even in the love bombing stage, every now and then, they snuck in some gaslighting. Every now and then, they went back to the love bombing stage. Then they went to devouring you. Putting you on a timeout. You scratching your head. Like, what is going on? It's on purpose. They want you to fight between why is this person acting like this and why they're not the same when I first met them. Because what they're trying to do is get you to give your all. This is why you're always so drained. That narcissist was draining you on purpose. And while they were draining you, it was an exchange. You was becoming weak. And they were becoming strong. Strong off of your destiny, your blessings. And all you was doing was taking abuse. Their childhood traumas. They was placing it on you. That's why you were so drained and so confused. But the narcissist wasn't confused. They knew what they was doing. You just didn't. You didn't know that you was being conned by con artists. How could you? You had no clue. And you weren't supposed to. You wasn't supposed to figure it out. You wasn't supposed to put the puzzle pieces together. You were supposed to stay undone. You were supposed to stay an emotional wreck. You were supposed to look like you was needy. You were supposed to be addicted to them and that you could not live without them. That was the whole trick in the whole thing to begin with. The narcissist only wants you not because they love you, not because they care about you. They don't give a damn about you. Only thing they want to do is use you, your good nature, to help them to have a license to pretend to go out to deceive other people while they give you their insecurities, their low self-esteem, their pains, their hurts, their suffered wrongs. That's an exchange. So while you're giving them good, they are casting all this toxicity on you. They're making you pay for something that their parents or whoever it was that was their caretaker should have been able to provide. And because they didn't heal from that, the only thing that they do is they treat people how they were treated when they were a kid. And then they make a way by manipulating you to give them your goods. That's the trade-off. That's why they left you like Humpty Dumpty who sat on the wall. I'll see you guys in the next video.